Welcome back to Geek Fun Facts Online. Today we are diving into a mathematical reality that has completely rewritten the rules of the modern world. The era of human-speed cybersecurity is officially over. We have crossed a terrifying threshold. The time it takes for a sophisticated cyber attack to infiltrate a network, compromise systems, and exfiltrate sensitive data is no longer measured in months, weeks, or even days. It is measured in seconds. Welcome to the reality of the 27-second breach. This is the modern battlefield of autonomous artificial intelligence. Let us break down exactly what this means. In this new paradigm, threat actors no longer sit in dark rooms manually typing code, searching for open ports, or meticulously crafting phishing emails. Instead, they unleash autonomous artificial intelligence agents. These are self-directing, self-learning, and highly adaptive digital entities capable of independently planning, executing, and evolving cyber attacks with minimal to absolutely no human oversight. This seismic shift has fundamentally altered the rules of engagement. As we navigate through 2026, the global economy is experiencing unparalleled productivity driven by artificial intelligence. Yet this exact same technology has birthed an unprecedented cybersecurity risk. The 27-second breach is not just a theoretical concept. It is the mathematical reality of machine-on-machine warfare, where the vulnerability to exploit window has effectively collapsed. To truly understand the magnitude of this shift, we have to dissect the anatomy of these hyper-fast attacks, the evolution of agentic artificial intelligence, and the defensive strategies required to survive in an ecosystem where autonomous agents outnumber human workers by a staggering ratio of 82-1. Let us look at the anatomy of the 27-second breach. Historically, the life cycle of a cyber attack was a protracted process. Frameworks like the Lockheed Martin cyber kill chain modeled this. A human attacker would conduct reconnaissance, probe for vulnerabilities, develop a payload, gain initial access, establish persistence, move laterally, and eventually reach their objective. This process allowed defenders a critical resource: time. Security Operations Center teams had the luxury of minutes, hours, or days to detect anomalies, investigate alerts, and sever the attacker connection before catastrophic damage occurred. The 27-second breach obliterates this reaction window. Powered by autonomous artificial intelligence, the modern attack lifecycle is compressed into a singular, explosive event. Here's exactly what happens in those harrowing 27 seconds. Seconds 1 through 3 are dedicated to autonomous reconnaissance and target acquisition. An autonomous artificial intelligence agent deployed by a threat actor scans the digital perimeter of an enterprise. Unlike traditional scanners that look for known common vulnerabilities and exposures, this agentic artificial intelligence uses dynamic adaptation to analyze the environment in real time. It evaluates external-facing assets, cloud configurations, and application programming interface endpoints, instantly correlating its findings with global threat intelligence databases to identify an unpatched vulnerability or a misconfigured non-human identity. Seconds 4 through 8 are for exploit generation and initial access. Upon finding a weak point, the artificial intelligence does not need to phone home for instructions. It autonomously synthesizes a bespoke exploit payload tailored specifically to the target unique architecture. If the initial attempt fails, the artificial intelligence-powered malware learns from the environment, morphs its code to evade rule-based detection, and refines the attack. By the 8th second, the agent successfully bypasses the perimeter firewall and gains a foothold within the network. Seconds 9 through 14 bring evasion and privilege escalation. Once inside, the agentic artificial intelligence immediately masks its presence. It adapts its attack traffic to appear as legitimate internal communication. Simultaneously, it targets the enterprise identity infrastructure. Recognizing that human accounts are heavily monitored, the artificial intelligence pivots to exploit agentic identities. These are the unmanaged, non-human identities belonging to internal artificial intelligence tools, which often possess elevated permissions and operate in the shadows. By compromising a trusted artificial intelligence agent, the attacker turns it into an autonomous insider, bypassing traditional identity and access management controls. Seconds 15 through 21 are lateral movement and asset discovery. Operating at machine speed, the autonomous agent traverses the network. It maps internal databases, cloud-native storage repositories, and sensitive document stores. It uses natural language processing to rapidly parse millions of files, identifying high-value targets such as intellectual property, financial records, and customer health data. The agent coordinates multiple exploitation campaigns simultaneously, spinning up faster than any organization could push an emergency patch. Finally, seconds 22 through 27 are for execution, exfiltration, and erasure. In the final 5 seconds, the artificial intelligence executes its ultimate objective. It encrypts mission-critical servers, exfiltrates the identified high-value data through a covert channel that mimics standard traffic, and systematically wipes the forensic logs of its activity. By the time a human analyst receives a critical alert on their dashboard, the breach is over, the data is gone, the damage is done. The velocity of the 27-second breach is made possible by the rise of agentic artificial intelligence. Moving beyond generative artificial intelligence, which simply responds to human prompts to create text, code, or images, agentic artificial intelligence acts with agency. It pursues goals, makes decisions, and adapts to obstacles. In 2026, cybersecurity specialists widely recognize agentic artificial intelligence as the premier threat, with polls revealing that 48% of professionals consider it the top attack vector of the year. Attackers are utilizing artificial intelligence not merely as a tool to increase the volume and velocity of their campaigns, but as an adaptive, autonomous co-pilot. This evolution manifests in several highly destructive ways. First, flawless deepfakes in the crisis of trust. Identity has become the primary target. We have entered the new age of deception, characterized by flawless, real-time artificial intelligence deepfakes. Threat actors deploy chief executive officer doppelgangers. These are hyper-realistic audio and video clones, capable of interacting in real time, on video calls, or leaving convincing voice notes. In a corporate environment where one forged command can initiate an automated financial disaster, it is becoming nearly impossible to distinguish a fake from a real human. This destroys the foundational element of business operations, which is trust. Second, hyper-personalized phishing at scale. Phishing remains one of the most common infiltration methods, but artificial intelligence has eliminated the traditional hallmarks of a scam, like poor grammar, generic greetings, and illogical requests. Autonomous artificial intelligence agents scrape social media, corporate directories, and past data breaches to craft hyper-personalized, context-aware phishing emails. These attacks are virtually indistinguishable from legitimate correspondence, dramatically increasing the success rate of social engineering campaigns. Third, the unintended insider threat. Perhaps the most insidious development is the weaponization of the enterprise-owned artificial intelligence tools. Autonomous artificial intelligence agents are highly efficient, but lack human judgment. They operate without understanding context or moral consequence. This makes them highly pliable. Unlike human employees who must be coerced, bribed, or socially engineered, an artificial intelligence agent only needs to be creatively prompted. Through techniques like indirect prompt injection, attackers can trick internal artificial intelligence assistants into executing malicious commands, summarizing sensitive documents for unauthorized users, or opening backdoors. The trusted, always-on agent becomes a potent insider threat. Fourth, adaptive, artificial intelligence-driven malware. Traditional antivirus software relies on static signatures to detect malware. Artificial intelligence-driven malware renders this approach obsolete. This next-generation malicious code is polymorphic and autonomous. It learns from its environment to morph its structure and evade detection. If it encounters an endpoint detection and response system, it can dynamically alter its behavior, shut down its malicious processes temporarily, or disguise itself as a benign system update. Faced with the 27-second breach, organizations find themselves at a distinct disadvantage. The root of this dilemma is the sheer scale of the new digital workforce. In the modern enterprise, autonomous agents and non-human identities outnumber human employees by an astonishing ratio of 82-to-1. This massive proliferation creates a severe governance gap. Many of these non-human identities operate through shadow artificial intelligence solutions. These are tools deployed by various departments without the knowledge or approval of information technology and security teams. Because these agentic identities are created and operate at machine speed, Isolating networks or revoking privileges during an attack becomes exponentially more difficult. Furthermore, the cybersecurity industry is grappling with a severe talent shortage. There is an estimated global cyber skills gap of 4.8 million professionals. Human analysts are suffering from profound alert fatigue, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of signals generated by diverse security tools. When a machine-speed attack occurs, human-scale processes simply cannot keep up. The complexity and automation of offensive operations have outpaced manual defensive capabilities, and attackers are gleefully weaponizing this asymmetry. However, despite the terrifying capabilities of autonomous artificial intelligence attacks, 2026 is not destined to be a year of defeat. Following what industry experts termed the year of disruption in 2025, where massive breaches caused widespread enterprise downtime, major cybersecurity firms are forecasting a new era. 2026 is predicted to be the year of the defender, a critical inflection point where artificial intelligence-driven defenses finally begin to tip the scales back in favor of the enterprise. This optimistic outlook is predicated on the realization that artificial intelligence is both a shield and a sword. To combat machine-speed attacks, defenders must deploy machine-speed defenses. The ultimate opportunity for organizations is to shift their cybersecurity posture from being a reactive blocker to a proactive enabler. This transformation requires the deployment of autonomous artificial intelligence on the defensive front, focusing on several key pillars. First, predictive threat modeling and advanced analytics. Rather than waiting for an attack to occur, artificial intelligence-driven defense systems utilize global telemetry and exploit trend analysis to predict which security flaws are most likely to be weaponized. By leveraging predictive analytics, organizations can prioritize patch management and deploy mitigations before exploits become widespread. This proactive approach redefines the concept of being secure by design. Second, real-time anomaly detection and behavioral analysis. Artificial intelligence revolutionizes threat hunting by operating at speeds that leave traditional systems in the dust. Through advanced machine learning, defensive artificial intelligence continuously monitors network traffic, email communications, and user activity, studying behavior patterns to establish a baseline of normal operations. The moment an anomaly occurs, such as an unusual data transfer or an unexpected privilege escalation, the artificial intelligence detects it in real time. This cuts investigation time drastically and allows for immediate, autonomous containment of the threat. Third, autonomy with control through artificial intelligence firewall governance. To secure the growing non-human workforce and mitigate the risk of the autonomous insider, organizations must implement autonomy with control. This involves deploying artificial intelligence firewall governance tools specifically designed to monitor and manage the behavior of internal artificial intelligence agents. These specialized firewalls inspect prompts and outputs, ensuring that agentic artificial intelligence operates within strict security boundaries and preventing machine-speed attacks from exploiting internal systems. Fourth, continuous monitoring and cloud-native architecture. As the migration to the cloud accelerates, security strategies must evolve in tandem. In 2026, there is a significant shift toward cloud-native architectures built on a foundation of continuous authentication and monitoring. This model constantly feeds real-time data into artificial intelligence systems, allowing them to learn, adjust, and improve protections automatically. The trust but verify model of the past is being replaced by a never trust continuously verify model applied equally to human users, cloud workloads, and artificial intelligence agents. The technological arms race is only one facet of the autonomous artificial intelligence era. The rapid adoption of artificial intelligence has profound legal and regulatory implications. We are currently witnessing a massive disparity between how quickly companies adopt artificial intelligence to gain a competitive advantage and how slowly they secure it. Astonishingly, only 6% of organizations boast an advanced artificial intelligence security strategy. This reckless rush toward innovation is about to hit a legal wall. By 2026, the failure to govern and secure artificial intelligence will trigger a wave of major lawsuits. This phenomenon, dubbed the new gavel, signifies a fundamental shift in executive accountability. When an autonomous artificial intelligence agent acts rogue, whether by leaking proprietary data, violating privacy laws, or facilitating a cyber attack, executives will be held personally responsible. Cybersecurity is no longer just an information technology problem, it is a critical board-level liability. In response, the corporate suite is restructuring. The traditional role of the Chief Information Officer must evolve into a strategic enabler, working closely with newly appointed Chief Artificial Intelligence Risk Officers. Together, they must implement unified platforms that prove rigorous governance, ensure compliance, and enable safe, secure innovation. Data privacy is simultaneously taking center stage. As artificial intelligence systems ingest vast amounts of information, public scrutiny regarding how personal, health, and financial data is utilized has skyrocketed. When sensitive data is compromised, the impact on individuals is immediate and profound, turning privacy into a highly visible public concern. Consequently, organizations face tighter governance, expanded consent requirements, shorter breach notification timelines, and strict limitations on secondary data use. To navigate this complex landscape, organizations are moving away from fragmented security architectures. The trend toward tool consolidation is accelerating, with vendors broadening their toolsets to offer unified, artificial intelligence-driven platforms. Enterprises are seeking to maximize risk reduction and value for money, often turning to managed service providers and converged managed cybersecurity services to bridge the gaps in their defenses. Yet, amid the algorithms, the neural networks, and the automated responses, the human element remains irreplaceable. Artificial intelligence-powered tools are exceptionally proficient at executing tasks with speed and precision, such as a penetration testing agent that continuously targets an endpoint and adapts its tactics. However, artificial intelligence lacks the capacity for true contextual understanding. Assessing an application's unique business logic, evaluating unknown variables, and establishing the broader context of a security event still require human reasoning. The true value of artificial intelligence in 2026 lies in augmenting human-led efforts, not replacing them. Artificial intelligence tools serve to alleviate alert fatigue and handle the sheer volume of machine-speed threats, empowering human analysts to focus on complex problem-solving, strategic threat hunting, and high-level decision-making. Intelligent tools are the key to addressing the talent gap, turning a team of a dozen analysts into a force capable of defending against millions of automated attacks. The reality of the 27-second breach dictates that organizations can no longer rely solely on preventative measures. Penetration is inevitable. Resilience, the ability to withstand, absorb, and rapidly recover from an attack, is the new gold standard. Building resilience in the era of autonomous artificial intelligence requires a holistic approach. First, organizations must master the identity landscape. They must gain total visibility over their human and non-human identities. They must inventory every application programming interface key, every cloud credential, and every agentic artificial intelligence operating within their environment. Strict governance of agentic identities is paramount to closing the expanded attack surface. Second, security teams must embrace autonomous containment. They must trust their artificial intelligence systems to take automated action. If a 27-second breach is to be stopped, the defense mechanism must operate in milliseconds. Organizations must define clear rules of engagement, allowing artificial intelligence to autonomously isolate compromised endpoints, revoke compromised credentials, and sever network connections the moment malicious behavior is detected. Third, companies must secure the artificial intelligence supply chain. As companies integrate third-party artificial intelligence models and software-as-a-service platforms into their workflows, they inherit the vulnerabilities of those systems. Security leaders must rigorously vet the security posture of their artificial intelligence vendors, ensuring that the models they deploy are resistant to prompt injection, data poisoning, and unauthorized manipulation. Fourth, and perhaps most importantly, we must cultivate a culture of artificial intelligence literacy. Every employee, from the boardroom to the entry-level workforce, must understand the risks associated with artificial intelligence. Training programs must evolve beyond traditional phishing simulations to educate staff on the threat of deepfakes, the dangers of inputting sensitive data into public large language models, and the protocols for verifying unusual requests. As we look toward the horizon, the intersection of autonomous, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity promises continued volatility and extraordinary innovation. The patterns emerging today clearly suggest that securing artificial intelligence has become inseparable from securing the business itself. The organizations that will thrive in this new era are those that prepare now. They are the ones that take the time to deeply understand how artificial intelligence is used within their networks, how it behaves under stress, and, crucially, how it can be misused by adversaries. They are the ones who recognize that the 27-second breach is not an insurmountable threat, but a call to arms. It is a catalyst for deploying intelligent, autonomous defenses capable of meeting the adversary head-on. The future of cybersecurity will be built on a foundation of trust, intelligent automation, and unwavering vigilance. We stand at the precipice of a new digital epoch. The speed of warfare has changed forever, but by embracing the dual nature of artificial intelligence, securing the autonomous workforce, and elevating cybersecurity to the highest levels of corporate governance, the defenders have the power to reclaim the high ground. The 27-second breach may represent the pinnacle of offensive capability, but it also illuminates the path toward a more resilient, artificial intelligence-fortified future. Thank you for tuning in to Fun Facts Online. Until next time, stay curious and stay secure.